No, so I just went down and talked to him. He had a couple printouts in true Pulaski form. They just submitted their roster this morning. So we have it. We don't know. Marquette was very detailed. They gave us information like where the
Hot mic.
Test, 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 test. Testing. That's
check, check, Mike, check, 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 check.
good. Testing.
Check, testing, testing, testing. Boys State High School Rugby Tournament 2025.
Check, check, check. Hey, check.
Testing, check, check. Mike, 1, 2, microphone checker. Hard R checker. Coming in.
But, see, still coming in a little spot. He's a little bit double. I'll try and talk slow. Look at our good? All right, good afternoon, everyone. You guys excited? Pulaski versus Marquette. All right. Couple things to note on sportsmanship for this game. Please cheer on for sportsmen. All right? We don't want cowbells taunting kickers. We don't do that in rugby. That's soccer. We're here to watch two tough teams play a tough game called rugby, and we honor both of them for getting into the fight. So, fans, enjoy yourselves, but you're fans. Okay. We do have some field marshals that will walk and help if anybody needs reminding that you're a fan. We will remind you you're a fan and not a referee. I do want to thank you all for coming down from Milwaukee and from Northeast Wisconsin to come down to these games for the travel. So thank you very much for supporting rugby coming out. All right. We about ready up there? And at this time, let's give a round of applause for your two teams, Pulaski and Marquette. Come on out, boys! Wow, good numbers on both clubs. We're going to introduce Pulaski, the challengers, first. At number 1, where's our number 1 at? Way down at the end. Madden Cole. Number 2, Jackson Foster. Your number 3, Ty Spartman. Your number 4, Harvey Gritt. Your number 5, Vadim Masura. Number 6, Drake Turpin. Number 7, Blake Major. Number 8, Ben. Number 9, Griffin Van Lennon. Number 10, Josh Brzezowski. Number 11, Roger Smith. Number 12, Ian McDougall. Number 13, Bryce Van Lennon. Number 14, Cade Dorn. And number 15, Mason Taylor. Coaches for Pulaski, Fran Burnett, and Cole Cooper. And now your defending boys high school championship team at number 1, Uriel Vasquez. Number 2, Sean Hutchinson. Number 3, and number 4, Keegan Qualke. Number 5, Paul Fisher. Number 6, Jack Dorley. Number 7, Drew Schmelzer. Number 8, Jude Ballinger. Number 9, Sam Becker. Number 10, Carson Tappa. Number 11, Giuseppe. Number 12, Evan Meyer. Number 13, Matt Knacker. Number 14, Ryan Wisniewski. Number 15, Diego Ciano. Your head coach, Colin Dillon.
Rex Ballinger.
Referee for this match, Andy. Referee for this match, Andy Subchik.
Please rise, remove your headgear for our national anthem.
And welcome to the 2025 Wisconsin Boys High School State Championships between the Pulaski Roos and the Marquette University Hilltoppers. I'm Chris Bout, bringing you the play-by-play action today, and with me, as always,
I'm Cody Guevara, and we are in some of the best weather that we've had for the Boys State High School tournament here today. It should be a great game. The field looks beautiful. And with us today, a newbie, is our tech man on the ones and twos, Sam Enerson. Sam, anything to say to the crowd? Looking forward to a great match.
getting jacked up for the game. Marquette doing their last walkthroughs here. They're coming off a 2024 championship, so they're looking to repeat, and the Roos looking to score some new pay dirt here.
Yes, shout out to Rich Bergman, the guy that runs all of this, really laying down the laws for sportsmanship here at the complex. I love it. Somebody's got to say it, and it was said.
These are high school kids. Want to make sure that we have a positive experience here, and that usually goes a long ways. Just give it a little heads up right before the game.
It's usually the parents that need the reminding, so
They get passionate as anybody.
Who's in before the kickoff? I know, it's anti-climatical.
So they'll be going through a little bit of a last-minute run through here, just keeping the legs warm. We'll be coming back to you shortly with all the rugby action in just a moment.
All right. I'm trying to slow enough for this thing to actually. So we have. You know, I'm going to give them money to get a better microphone. All right. We have 6 tournaments going on today. All of Wisconsin rugby is. So, we'd like to recognize our middle school.
This is their first fourth tournament, 5th tournament throughout the state. So every Saturday morning, these guys and 7 other teams get together that traveled all through the state at different tournaments. So finalizing this tournament, we'd like to congratulate our
Second place finishers. To introduce your name, the microphone actually works, so go slow. And then follow through and award them. But second
place in state, De Pere Red Dog.
Matthew Reyes Garcia. Jeffrey Finley Meyer. Maxwell Duran. Noah Carlson. Ben Jack Stark. Spencer Romanesco. Oliver Donlin. Carter Lore. James Abel.
All right, and this year's championship, Middleton Area Rugby Club Beach. Thank you.
Only Brunswick would have some.
My name is Desan Adonis Dotson. Jonathan Singleton. Jared Buchholz. Jared Nosma. Hunter Theft. Lucas Maria Spouse. Nicholas Domiciano. Nathaniel Alfaro Herod. Rex Rudy. Keegan Lord. Bonds. Wilson Felice. Go ahead, Asher.
We keep trying microphone, but this is our fifth and sixth grade champions. Pulaski. What team you got? Rudolphs. All right. I'm gonna pass you the mic. Introduce yourself.
Brian Hutt, Dominic, Miles Irvin, Mason, Christian Vanderwood, John Watt, Malcolm McDowell, Mason Kwok, Thomas Eddy. Come on!
Wave to the high school team. Wish them luck.
All right, here we go. Boys 2025 high school championships getting ready to tee off here. On the left of your screen in purple is the Pulaski Roos. To the right are the Marquette University Hilltoppers in white.
Let's see what the defending champs have to do with the ball in hand first today.
Just started and getting ready for the drop. Here we go, folks. And we're off. A low pitch in one. Gathered up by the Hilltoppers. That's Drew Bollinger taking it in your American flag scrum cap. He's the captain of the team today. Marquette
Get nice on that first drive.
it looks like they're cycling it through well, getting some phases in. But Pulaski doing a good job so far in these first couple phases while not letting them get too far away here. Bollinger again spins it out. Pulaski's keeping it fairly tight. Staying in the face of the Hilltoppers. And it looks like it was spilled forward into the Roos' hands.
Working with great defensive speed on the line.
Yeah, and you see it paid off there with the turnover. It looks like Hilltoppers took it right back there. And here's Bollinger again taking some speed into the line.
More like Bollinger.
Yeah, see that. And Hilltoppers with a little room to work. Sidestep inside. Gets a few extra meters there, and he's got decent support. Looks like a high tackle there, so a penalty to the Hilltoppers. Looks like he's going to have it out to touch here, going for territory. And a high, hard one might have trouble making it out and does cross the line. So we'll have a line out here to Marquette, just outside Pulaski's 22.
Always important that that ball finds touch every time you take the penalty kick.
Yeah, you don't want to give those opportunities to the other team when you get that free kick. All right, Sean Hutchinson to throw it in at your number 2 position. Bollinger's up. Good line out. He's going to take it right down the ground there.
Looks like they were looking to maul there, but Pulaski would not engage.
Yeah, you can spread out on D a bit here. They sidestep in. Grabs a couple more meters there for the Hilltoppers. And good clean ball coming out of the rucks there. Ooh, pass from Bollinger just a hair behind, but he's managed to wrap that up well. So still staying on the front foot here. A little room out to the side to work. And that's Diego Serrano making a move. Oh, but spills it forward. Looks like a knock on, but Pulaski recovers, so we'll play on. And Pulaski's going to try to clear. Looks like it was tipped a bit. And Marquette is chasing a rolling ball there with some pressure on from Pulaski, but we'll go back.
Making up some great territory on that little pop kick from the box kick from the 9 there.
I think we're going to be going back to the knock here.
Looks like Griffin Van Landon. Sorry if we butcher these names up here.
Doing our best, folks. So it looks like we'll have a scrum right at the 5-meter line, deep inside Pulaski's territory. Close to the sideline here, so a lot of open field on the left for Marquette to work their backs. We'll see what they have in store here.
A little bit of room, 5 meters on that right-hand side, the weak side. I wonder if they take it there, too. Let's see if they're 8-man strong enough and confident enough to take it in.
Well, he is their captain. He's a 4-year player and also a U.S. Naval Academy candidate. So he'll be going there in the fall.
My guess would be he probably wants the ball right now.
You guess so. But also class valedictorian. So maybe he's a little smarter than that. Okay with using his teammates, too.
Not a typical thing here in Rugby with valedictorian.
All right, Marquette handles it in a good, strong line, but held up just shy of the line. Marquette is able to gather and a little bit more room to work. Pulaski up hard, and they get behind the D. And Marquette scores the first try of the game. That's definitely going to give some energy to the Hilltoppers here. You can see they're hyped up, hitting that pay dirt first. So Pulaski will have to try to reset and recover here. Marquette's 9, the scrum half, Sam Becker, will be lining up for the extra. He's got a pretty easy kick here right down the middle, just about. Another 4-year player for the Hilltoppers.
Carson Tabler, their fly half, definitely taking advantage of some cutback lanes.
Picks it up and shoots it home for another 2 points to the Hilltoppers. So that is 7-0. Hilltoppers in the lead with just 5 minutes into the first half here. So a great start from the Hilltoppers. Pulaski showed some flashes there, but definitely going to have to be strong to keep the reigning champs out of the try zone.
Reason to panic right now. There's plenty of game left, but you do want to establish yourself as a threat on offense here. But mostly, I think Pulaski just needs to keep up their defensive structure, because they did well before in the beginning of the game.
Got a couple turnovers there, but had turnovers themselves. So controlling that ball is going to be really important in this game. 2 high-powered teams that are definitely going to take advantage of those opportunities. Marquette handles the kick well, has a couple guys in the ruck, manages to keep that from being stolen, and we're out to the backs for the Hilltoppers. A little room to work. Serrano passes it out to the wing, and he's got some room to run and some wheels to back it up. A little shimmy inside, but it's wrapped up, and taken back by Pulaski, and they're going to bring it right back down towards the Hilltoppers. Pulaski's able to secure the ruck here. Oh, but Hilltoppers countering hard and get the steal. So definitely not given any opportunity and room to breathe for Pulaski. A high chip kick. Looks like it's going to be handled by the Roos. Slips through his hands, but gathered by another Pulaski player. Pulaski is threatening here, but the Hilltoppers doing a great job playing hard deep. Pulaski again near the sideline here. He's going to spin it out. But Marquette, again, forming a solid defensive line and not letting much happen there.
Well, they're definitely suffocating them on defense right now.
So a big wide kick, handled well by Sam Becker again. And Serrano's going to have it out on the wing. Let's see if he has the speed to finish. Looks like he's going to take that one right home and try to get a little bit more centering. And another try for the Hilltoppers. Really, that looked like it was purely on defensive pressure. Marquette able to make that opportunity happen, putting the heat on Pulaski deep in their zone. The great finish by Serrano there.
Showed some speed on the edge, outrunning Pulaski's 9.
A little bit tougher of a kick this time for Sam Becker. He's out on the 15-meter hash. We'll see what kind of kicking he's got here, if he's able to put it through. Definitely demoralizing when you got a kicker that can hit these kind of kicks early in the game.
Especially if you're a right-footed kicker and you're slotting from the right-hand side.
Nice strike. And it's through. Another great kick by Sam Becker. Puts the Hilltoppers up 14-0. Still just hitting the 8-minute mark here in the game.
That's 2 extra points at the end of a try are pretty crucial. A lot of people undervalue those.
Let's turn the pressure's on, and we'll see what Pulaski's able to do to respond. It's definitely hard going down that quick. But still plenty of game left here. By no means is this a done deal. This could swing either way very easily. But Pulaski's just going to have to settle down and get themselves back in the game and start putting some pressure on the Hilltoppers. So another driving kick there, handled well by Marquette. Some good defensive pressure here. They don't get too much out of it. Becker will spin it out. Ooh, some two-man tackles, takes him off his feet a bit. Bollinger's trying to fight for that one. Looks like there might be a little kerfuffle for the ball. We'll see where this one ends up. And we're going to blow that one dead. Looks like it'll be a penalty to the room.
Scrum down to Pulaski. They held up the maul, and the Hilltoppers, or the Marquette, was not able to produce the ball out of the ruck.
So great defensive stand by Pulaski here, giving themselves an opportunity this time in Marquette territory. And let's see what they're able to do on the offensive side of the ball.
I'm excited to see this. They really haven't had too many opportunities with the ball in hand.
So, and Lannon will be putting it in at 9 to the Ruse. Looks like he didn't like the original set there on the scrum, so we'll reset here, take a breather. It's a lot of coordination to get all 8 guys on either team lined up correctly for these. And there's the push. Ball is in. And back to the Pulaski, but it looks like the scrum collapsed a bit there, so we'll try that another time.
Yeah, keep the boys safe out there.
That is paramount here in the high school game, especially. A lot of young players out here, but a lot of experience on either team. Got a number of, certainly first-year players, but a handful of guys who've been playing all through high school, 4 years under their belts.
Yeah, the Marquette team is loaded with seniors, so it'll be interesting to see what they do next year.
Well, funnily enough, they do have a true freshman playing open sign flanker. That's Drew Schmelzer in the 7 jersey. So a little bit of trouble in the scrum here for both teams. So we'll reset one more time. Hopefully they'll be able to get this one right. Maybe just a little bit jittery on this first opportunity for Pulaski here. Josh Brzezowski, the 10 for Pulaski, talking to his back line here, trying to get him set. We'll see what he's able to do. But Van Lannen takes it weak. Oh, and it spilled out of bounds there. So tried to pull a little trickery and go to the weak side there, but Marquette was able to bottle that up fairly easily. So we'll have a line out to the Hilltoppers.
It did not look like their wing was ready for that strong side play there.
No, it looks like that might have been a little bit of an ad hoc decision to go weak. And the Hilltoppers trying to get set here. Looks like we're actually going to go
prep to have the
maybe feeling a little more confident in that set piece as opposed to the line out. It'll be right on the 5-meter hash. So Sam Becker with the ball, putting it into the scrum here.
I don't think he's going to take it to the right-hand side this time.
No, and actually that might not be Becker there. That might be their 10. Carson Tappa lining up. It looks like they did a little switcheroo here. Yeah, it looks like Becker might have the foot that they want to clear that out. And a good long one. Ooh, just in front of Pulaski and spilled it out there. That's Mason Taylor there back at 15. Just needed to get a little bit further under that one. Looks like he was a bit behind the ball, so spills it forward. So we'll have a scrum here, I believe.
I do like the effort in trying to catch that ball. I don't like when it hits the ground, bounces out. It's a little bit unpredictable, and I'd rather see somebody make the attempt to catch that ball.
Looks like Sebchik, the ref, saw some he didn't like, so we're going to go back, and it looks like it's going to be Pulaski with the ball here. Didn't catch the call there. And we'll be going way down deep into Marquette territory, right around the 22 here for a scrum. So again, Pulaski with an opportunity. We'll see if they get a chance to let their backs run a little bit. We'll see what they got in store for us. But the Hilltoppers have been playing pretty stout defense this entire game thus far. So Van Lanen with the put. Good push by Marquette, but Pulaski's able to get it out. Spins it out to the backs. Some hard lines there, but a good tackle by Marquette. Prevents them from getting too much pay dirt. A lot of Marquette bodies to the left there. Not a lot of numbers to work with for Pulaski. So let's see if they're able to reset here. They're going to take it left again. Still a lot of white jerseys over on that side of the field. And we're going to go back to a penalty, it looks like, against the Hilltoppers. So
Their 9 and 10 need to recognize as far as where their advantages are on the field. I'd like to see them go back to the right and have a little bit more structure going back that way. Looks like they were pretty committed to just going left, even though Marquette had the numbers on defense.
Pulaski will get the penalty here. We'll see if they'll try to go for territory, but I'm guessing they're going to go for a crash ball here, try to utilize their forwards. And that is the case. So Pulaski's going to run it head up, but good stout defense by the Hilltoppers. And we'll spin it out to the right for the Roos. Little room to work. Sees a seam, takes it up the middle, and rolling in, and he's able to put it down. So Pulaski finds 5 points. Great response there. So they got some firepower in the backs that they're going to be able to use. Looks like that was number 12, even McDougal for the Roos. Doing it himself, taking it in strong.
He might have lost that one when he was reaching for the touch or for the goal line, but
great extra effort there to get it done. They stopped him just short, and he was able to put in that extra effort and get 5 on the board for the Roos.
The referee was there, he saw it, and she was good.
All right. Well, it looks like we got the flanker, Drew Schmelzer, the true freshman, lined up for the kick, so quite the responsibility to put on the freshman here.
You know, if you got the boot, you got the boot.
Typically, you don't see that out of the freshmen taking these high-pressure kicks, as well as certainly usually not a forward. But they must have some trust in them. And a bit wide there, so Pulaski will stay at 5 points to Marquette's 14. But they'll get the ball right back here on the restart. So definitely put a little pep in their step. Pulaski is definitely still very much in this game.
Trump did a great job by getting that ball in, taking it upon himself. Didn't have too much help on that. Pumped up his boys here going in to the 16th minute.
Becker with the restart. A great high kick right at the 10-meter line gives Marquette an opportunity, and they take it right back. Settled up by Jude Bollinger again. He's been kind of all over the field. He looks like he's finding himself in the center of their offense more often than not. Pulaski up hard with the pressure and forces a mistake by Marquette. They knock it forward, and Pulaski recovers. But Marquette's responding well, not giving them a whole lot of room to work. So the Roos are off and running, a little bit of space to work. Finds a bit of a seam. Out to the wide, It's Mason Taylor again with the ball, but Marquette forces them out of bounds, so we'll have another line out to the Hilltoppers.
Pulaski making some meters on that run there. But the Hilltoppers doing a great job at shutting it down. You know, the classic bend, don't break.
Yeah. He's an old Uncle Sideline, that 16th defender on their side.
He doesn't really miss tackles.
So some good running by Pulaski, but they're just going to have to control that possession a little bit better, take that step inside and avoid that sideline. Another line out there, won by the Hilltoppers, but a low pitch out from out of the scrum. High kick doesn't really get much downfield. Pulaski's able to recover.
It looked like a panic kick to me. I think he just eat that ball and reset with a ruck.
A little side step there, avoiding the defender. Able to get some width, but again, Marquette doing a great job on those opportunities to make sure that Pulaski doesn't get too far downfield. Some good stout defense right around the rucks here. So I'm really making Pulaski work for all those meters. Yep. Another hard crash and run here, and then we'll spin it out to the backs here. Oh, and spilled forward. So a knock on. Looks like we'll blow it dead and have a scrum here to the Hilltoppers. So Pulaski with some opportunities, but Marquette is really making it tough for them to get a whole lot going here. And we'll reset for the scrum with the wide to the right, but plenty of room on that weak side. So Marquette will definitely have some room on that right side. Perhaps Jude Bollinger with the 8-man pick if he cares to. Otherwise, they could certainly take it out to the left and utilize their backs here. Looks like they were looking for that weak side run, but Sir saw something he didn't like there, so a penalty to the Roos.
Looks like it could have been a boring call. I'm not sure about the secondary signal that the ref gave. What my guess would be.
Even for territory here, as Bryce Van Lannen kicks it out, but doesn't quite make touch. So the Hilltoppers get a chance to clear. And that's settled by Ian McDougall. Going to do a bit running. So not able to get too far downfield. Marquette, again, doing a good job. And they're putting some pressure on those rucks as well. But Pulaski's able to settle it up.
Yeah, those penalty kicks, that ball has got to find touch.
Still scooped up by Hilltoppers. Looks like it might have been a second knock. Going deep back into Pulaski or Marquette territory.
Not sure what happened back there, but the ref saw it.
So we're set up for a scrum on the Marquette 5-meter line. Looks like it's Pulaski's put. So another opportunity for Pulaski to try to close this gap here, spinning it out to their backs. Josh Brzezowski heading up the backs at the 10 position for Pulaski.
I'm definitely giving it back to Ian here.
So just spin it right out to McDougall again. He looks like their favorite runner in the backs. Then they'll recycle back out. Brzezowski stuffed by the Hilltopper defense. But a dump tackle there, it appears. So Pulaski with another penalty deep. Hilltoppers giving up some good opportunities. Playing stout D, but got to settle it down so they keep giving opportunities to the Roos here. Looks like they're going to line up for the quick tap and crash to their forwards. Again, I'm going to line up most of them right in the middle here. Hilltoppers up strong. Don't let them get too much there. And a great steal by Marquette. You're going to bring it right back the other way.
I really would have liked to have seen them attempt for 3 points there on that.
Some tough counter rucking here, but it looks like it's going to be a penalty to the Roos again. So a lot of back and forth action here. I'd say whatever team is able to settle down those penalties a bit is going to likely have a good opportunity to come out ahead here. Pulaski puts it out to touch, so we'll have a line out just inside Marquette's 22.
Yeah, once again, when they had that penalty pretty much right in front of the goal, personally, I like to see 3 points there. You get the ball back with plenty of time left on the clock. But
Ruse with a good jump, able to settle it well. Out to the Pulaski backs. And the Hilltoppers up right in their faces, not letting anything happen there. Hilltoppers will spin it out to the left. Again, Marquette is really not giving them any room to work here. Excellent in-their-face defense. But the Roos are holding on to the ball despite some stout counter-rucking. They're all over the ball. It looks like the tackler needs to release there. Pulaski will spin it out again. Sees the seam. Bryce Van Lanen making some moves. Stopped just outside the 5. Pulaski's 8. Ben Berry taking it off the ruck. And Van Lanen will spin it out here. Crash ball to Ty Spratlin. Or that's Harvey Grit, rather. A little bit of room to work, but Marquette is staying right up front and center there. Looks like the ball spilled out, but it might have been backwards, so Pulaski recovers. Going to get another opportunity here, but they're definitely going to have to work on protecting that ball. Harvey Grit again takes it in, doesn't get a whole lot there. Marquette playing excellent defense. Jackson Foster with a crash ball.
great two-man tackles today.
Marquette is trained well there. Cade Dorn not able to get a whole lot there. Marquette pushing them back ever so slightly.
The scrum half is picking that ball up, standing there.
Giving a lot of opportunity for Marquette to get right in their faces. Stout running there. And Pulaski gets their second try of the day. (14-10). Hilltopper still in the lead, but Pulaski will get a chance to get that a little bit closer on the conversion here. It's a wide kick on the far left side there, just outside the 15-meter hash. So a big kick here. We'll see if he's able to settle this one in.
He's got to redeem himself from the last one here.
Really great pressure from the Hilltoppers defensively, but Pulaski's still able to lock it down and get in for the try. I think some costly penalties there from the Hilltoppers gave them that opportunity. So definitely going to need to settle things down a bit. Possession's kind of been swinging back and forth all game, so whoever's ever able to control that is going to have a good opportunity. Looks like it went down, and he takes it on the drop kick from way wide. He needed to get that one rushed off. That's Blake Naggers.
Chris, what's your favorite saying? We got a ball game.
We do have a ball game. Pulaski within 2 now. And Marquette will restart. Sam Becker with a kick, drives it deep, just back behind the 22 and handled well by Pulaski. And a kick from Pulaski downfield. The Marquette is under it on the bounce. Serrano's going to try to spin it out there to Sam Becker. Tries to get it out to their wing there. A little bit of dancing out through some of the Pulaski lines, but they're able to recover. And Jude Bollinger again with it. Looks like it might have been obstruction there. Ran behind his own guy. So another costly mistake for the Hilltoppers, giving another opportunity to Pulaski here.
Definitely looked like he knew that it happened. Wasn't on purpose. Tried to get rid of the ball to make it not look like he had any obstruction.
So Bryce Van Lanen was trying to kick it out here. Ooh, Marquette had an opportunity to scoop that up, but it was off his foot. So a line out now to the Roos.
Shout out to the 83 live streaming right now. Thanks for joining us.
Beautiful day here in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. And the Roos will go up for it. Good challenge by Marquette, but Roos settle it nicely. Spin it out to the backs here, try to get a little bit of space going. And Pulaski makes their man miss, but it's bottled up by the secondary defense there. Pulaski will spin it out to the left here. They got some numbers to work with. But Marquette, still stout defense. But Pulaski's been doing a good job. Looks like a little business there by the ruck, but nothing too bad. So I think
There's a couple boys on the field in the chat, so.
Marquette, some great tackling there near the sideline.
Pulaski definitely got to watch picking this ball up and not doing anything with it. That the defense is going to start coming up on him.
Yep, he's definitely giving them a lot of opportunity to get up early. Vadim Masiria takes it in and spins it back out to the Pulaski backs. Van Lannen gets a little space out, sneaks through a couple, but is brought down by Marquette. Then the Brews will spin it back out to their forwards, have some space to work. Oh, and unfortunately spills it forward. I would have liked to see that go through the hands there.
Yeah, they definitely had numbers out to the left there. That's pretty unfortunate. You start seeing that goal line, and you want to be the hero.
Yeah, up to this point, Marquette's done a great job covering the width of the field, but Pulaski had some room to work there. Unfortunately, just weren't able to spin it out to their numbers out wide. Looks like the line judge going to have a little talk. Maybe saw something the sir didn't. We'll give him a sec to confer and see what we have going on here.
We're talking about dinner plans later or something.
Good day. So the linesmen are the eyes and ears for the sir out there, able to help make some calls that he maybe didn't see. There are 30 boys out on the field there, so a lot of stuff can happen. We'll have a little chat with the Pulaski 8, Ben Berry. Looks like we have a card there. So that was number 2, Jackson Foster. He's been doing a lot of running for the Roos, but something in there. I'm not sure what the penalty may have been.
It might have been from the little chat that they were having at the ruck last time.
So the penalty there. Pulaski will be playing down a man for the next 10 minutes. And we got about 10 minutes left in the half, so he might make it on right before the end here.
So once again, that was a yellow card for number 2, Jackson Foster.
All right, Marquette puts it out downfield, just inside the Pulaski half. And we'll have a line out to the Hilltoppers. Good jump to the Hilltoppers. They'll spin it out to their backs. Some room to work. Space out wide, and they get behind the Pulaski D. Great job to get it wide to the wing there. Luke Giuseppe tries to keep it back in. Unfortunately, spills it to the Pulaski defense, so they'll take over just inside their 22. Trying to get back on the front foot here after the penalty. Control things before half. And another penalty there. Looks like offside by the Hilltoppers. So Pulaski will get a penalty kick. Not a whole lot of time left in the half. And the Roos will have it out. Finds touch.
Probably a veteran move here. I would like to see their number 10 hold on to that ball for a little bit before kicking it out of touch. You got a guy that's in the sin bin right now, and you want to stall as much as you can.
An amped up crowd here today. The bleachers are full at the Wisconsin Rugby Sports Complex with fans from both sides. Pulaski's able to settle that one well, spin it out to their backs. Some hard running up front. Trying to get some offense going despite being down a man. They're going to bomb it downfield. It's a good bounce. Stays in bounds, though. Oh, and just barely steps out, unfortunately. Looks like the Hilltoppers got a foot out of bounds there. So Pulaski with another opportunity inside the Hilltoppers half.
You know, sometimes those are hard when you think they might be going out of bounds, but the pressure is coming up. You don't know, do you kind of box out the ball and let it go out? But I don't mind the call.
It looks like that will be half here. So, still a very tight game. The Marquette Hilltoppers 14, Pulaski Roos 12. A close one here. Could certainly go either direction. We've seen a lot of back and forth. Marquette took that commanding lead early, but Pulaski able to respond well and get it within 2 points here. So I think we're going to have a lively second half coming up for you folks.
Yeah, I think what it looks like to me is that it's going to come down to the team that's making the least amount of mistakes. Everything that has come from mistakes that have been made and the other team taking advantage of such mistakes. So you might have to start tightening up the ship here in the second half.
Absolutely. So the halftime talk from both coaches, I think either one, whoever's going to settle this one up the best, keep control of the ball, is probably going to have the best opportunity, in my opinion, to take this game and win the championship here.
All right, it is the end of the first half. Stay tuned, and we will be right back. Do not leave for the second half action.
All right, we're back with the second half action here at the Wisconsin Rugby Sports Complex for the boys Wisconsin State High School Championships. Marquette will restart the game with a lead 14 over the Pulaski Roos, 12 points. Still a very tight game. This could go either direction. So we'll see what we have in store for the last 30 minutes of rugby for this season. Andy Sebchuk getting them lined up. Want a final chin wag with his side judge to make sure they're in line. Maybe
I'm trying to figure out how much time is left on that card there from the first half.
it was Jackson Foster for the Roos, got that late yellow card in the first half.
Right before the second half started there, zoomed in on a gentleman named Paul Strady. Shout out to Paul Strady for really doing so much work with the youth rugby and rugby overall in Wisconsin.
Legendary figure in Wisconsin rugby.
Legendary. And then Max Zukowski was there too.
Penalties here. Marquette eager to get started here. He's ready. Sam Becker will restart the second half here as soon as Sir Andy Sevchik gives him the go-ahead here. Looks like his line judge is still doing a little bit of maintenance.
Difficulty. Oh, we won't do that for him. Sorry, bud.
Just nerves here as both teams are eager to get started. Hard waiting around in their sets, but it looks like we're just about set to get going here. And Sevchik gives the thumbs up. And here we go, folks. The final half of the boys' 2025 state championships. And we are off. The boot, high, long one. Deep into Pulaski territory. Caught over the shoulder. Ooh, kind of an awkward left-footed kick here by Pulaski. Marquette's able to scoop that right up. So a tough little bounce there. And Marquette's on the front foot, but Pulaski up hard, not giving them too much there.
The ball looks like it's out. I think I would have taken the chance to come up on that if I was Pulaski.
A good solid low tackle there by Pulaski. It looks like a penalty will go to the Roos, so they'll get a penalty kick here inside their own 22. Certainly going to try to go for touch here, get a little more breathing room. Looks like a bit funny off his toe, went pretty high, not too deep downfield, but does find touch. So still within the 22 of the Pulaski Roos. So they might need to go for a clearance here to get a little more space, push a little deeper into the Hilltoppers territory with their backs lining up inside their own try zone here. But Pulaski able to settle that nicely, spins it out to the Roos backs. Some good hard running, but brought down well by the Hilltoppers. Keeping the pressure on in the Roos half.
Every chance they get, they are trying to get that ball in the ruck.
Ooh, and again, a little bit slow from the 9 there. And gives an awkward opportunity, and Pulaski jumps on it. And scores a try, taking the lead. Oh. Time is off here.
Time is off. Time is off. I think the referees want to talk about. Oh, no, we got an injury. Time is off for injury.
Looks like we're so it looks like that try did not go through here. We're going to take a look and see what happened. But
Injury. I think the try is good, but they're just addressing an injury. Looks like an arm, shoulder, wrist, something like that.
unfortunate injury with Pulaski already down a man. They'll bring in a sub here, but it's certainly not a great outcome for them with the Hilltoppers taking the lead. Oh. And they block the kick.
You don't see that often at all.
So at least a little bit of positivity there. It looks like there might have been an issue there, maybe running up a bit early. So the Hilltoppers are going to get another chance at it. Looks like he's going to give himself a couple more steps to hopefully avoid that again. My guess is the Ruse jumped the gun there a bit.
Looks like he's taking a couple paces backwards.
Another opportunity for the Hilltoppers here to extend the lead. And he drives it home. So the Hilltoppers take a 21-12 lead over Pulaski. Certainly not the outcome they wanted. So just a little bit of a mix-up there by Pulaski. I think it was a little slow getting the ball out of the ruck there. He got hit as hitting the ball. And then it was an awkward capture right on the goal line that the Hilltoppers were able to put down.
Well, our time might be a little off from the referees.
And a new ball coming in here from the sidelines with the Roots to restart it. That's Blake Maggers. We'll have the foot here. Definitely going to want to try to take that possession back. Try to get back on the front foot. So a tough try against the Ruse, who are trying to claw their way back. But still plenty of game left. Looks like it's going to be right inside the 10 there, tipped backwards. Pulaski defense all over the Hilltoppers, but they're able to settle it up. Spins it out to the Ruse. Hilltoppers, little sidestep, awkwardly carried there on the ground.
Didn't look like a knock there, I think.
It was a close one, but play will go on. Hilltoppers boot it downfield. Well handled by the Ruse fullback, Mason Taylor. Ooh, it looks like he may have spilled it out forwards there, but Sir didn't see it there. Nope, we got the call coming in there, so yeah, forward pass there. So we'll go to a scrum for the Hilltoppers.
Jake Winkler.
Yep. Again, eyes and ears for the Sir there. He's not able to see everything, sometimes behind some of the players there. But correct call was made. And we'll go to a scrum to the Hilltoppers just inside the Pulaski half. Plenty of room to work out right side if they do care to go weak. Yep, and we will go weak here. Good tackle, low cutting the Hilltopper runner. They're going to pick and go here, but again, good solid defense from Pulaski. Certainly not giving up. Again, brings them down right near the ruck. Pulaski really bottling this up. Almost looks like goal line D and able to force a penalty here. So great defense by the Ruse there, taking the ball back and have an opportunity to drive it downfield and into Marquette's half. It's going to be a little bit short, not a whole lot of territory gain there, but we'll have a Pulaski line out just inside their half.
Not sure what the infraction was. I didn't see the secondary signal.
Ruse trying to get back on the front foot after a couple costly mistakes. Good solid line out there. Not much pressure from the Hilltoppers. Ooh, little bobbling pass to the back shoulder, but settled well. Then the Ruse will have it out again. Low pass, but caught at the shoestrings there well. Looks like Ian McDougall's lined up in that 10 position now with Josh Brzezowski out hurt. Another penalty from the Hilltoppers. And the Ruse will get an opportunity to kick for touch.
I haven't seen. I don't know if the hooker for Pulaski has gotten back on or not.
Gannon tries to get it out. It's knocked in, but kept in bounds. So it looks like it was a knock off the Hilltoppers. So Pulaski playing with an advantage here. Still trying to get into the Marquette Hilltoppers half. But Hilltoppers still showing some strong defense up front. Looks like didn't get far enough, so we'll go back to the knock.
He got substituted out.
And we'll have the Pulaski scrum right near the 50. Pulaski going to take their opportunity to run their backs here. That's number 13, Bryce Van Lanen, lining up in the fly half position for him. Going to try to orchestrate the defense, or the offense rather. Brzezowski out. Still some good runners in that Pulaski black line, though. Pulaski's able to settle it despite a push from Marquette. Sweep and run across the back, have some room out to the wing, but they're going to take it up instead. And another penalty, diving over the ruck. So Hilltoppers giving some opportunities to Pulaski. They're playing pretty stout defense, not giving a lot of space. But these costly mistakes are allowing Pulaski to keep possession of the ball. And we'll kick to touch. Might find itself just short. Handled well by the Hilltoppers right on the touch line. And a kick deep into Pulaski, but they got some room to work here. Ian McDougall running it up. Sparking the counterattack with the Roos. And they're able to get some territory there. Riker Smith carrying a few Marquette defenders with him. Oh, looks like a favorite runner there for the Roos.
The advantage for a high tackle again.
Must be running here. Blake Maggart's going to take it in there. So getting some meters here, but Marquette Hilltoppers standing tough. Definitely some physical tackling in there. The Roos will spin it out. Hilltoppers right in their face and a backwards pass. It's able to slip out of it. And a penalty. High tackle by the Hilltoppers. So again, another opportunity.
Well, when you see a big boy like that coming at you, you don't want to go high on him anyways. You got to go low on those guys.
Absolutely. Cut those legs out. Don't give them a chance to run. So the Roos at the Marquette 10-meter. And we're going to go time off. Looks like a Roos player a bit shaken up here, getting evaluated by the medical staff. Looks like he's hurting in the midsection there. It's Ty Spratlin. Roos are going to hope he's going to be able to continue to run here. Already had a tough injury for them and a penalty.
Big shout out to the medical staff here for us today.
All right. He definitely looks like he's hurting there, but he's going to try to give it a run here. We'll see how much that compromises it. But, last game of the season, you got to respect the guts here.
You were given multiple ribs. You could go without one.
That's all gone. The Roos will have it out. Fine touch. Right by the 22, just outside of the Hilltoppers.
Like I mentioned in the first half, the team that is taking advantage of these penalties might be the one that comes out the victor in the end of this one. Pulaski doing a good job at taking advantage of the penalties that the Hilltoppers keep committing.
Good jump from the Hilltoppers. Pulaski is able to settle that ball. They're going to spin it out. Hilltoppers all over through the defense. Burston. Pulaski's able to settle the ball. Good ruck there with the counter attempt coming through from the Hilltoppers, but they're able to blast them off. Ben Berry able to get through a couple defenders there, tries to settle it back towards his team. And the Roos are going to spin it out. Some great running there by Mason Taylor, able to get through a few defenders. Great individual effort there. Pulaski drive it through, bring it up a little bit into that try zone and try to narrow this lead from the Hilltoppers. Pulaski's going to take it out to their backs wide, have a little room to work. Don't quite see it. It looks like they have that one extra pass. And the Hilltoppers able to settle it down a bit. Pulaski's still in the driver's seat, though. Kick from Ben Berry off the back of the ruck, gets a couple more meters. Pulaski driving inside the 5, and looks like an unfortunate penalty there. Not releasing the ball. So great defensive stand by the Hilltoppers. Pulaski looked like they were on the front foot, but the Hilltoppers stand tough and get the turnover.
Hilltoppers 9 getting his face in there and getting that ball. And a big opportunity that Pulaski had inside the 22. Really unfortunate that they couldn't take advantage of all those penalties that they were given.
And Marquette will have it out to touch here, so we'll get a line out to the Hilltoppers. Still in their territory, so opportunity here for the Roos, but they're going to have to buckle up and avoid those mistakes that have cost them a few try opportunities here. And a big jump from the Roos, but Hilltoppers get it over the top and kick it deep into Pulaski territory. Nobody there covering. Couple bounces and a Hilltopper deep in. But Mason Taylor's able to sneak out of that. He's done some great running into the open field for the Roos today. He drives it right back into Marquette territory. Errant pass from the Roos, spilled up. That looks like we'll go back to a penalty. So again, penalty call, and the Hilltoppers looks like it's not releasing the tackle. Roos haven't been able to get a whole lot of extra territory on these kicks, but that was a good one there. Drives it deep into Marquette territory. Looks like it'll be just outside the 5, so Pulaski with another opportunity to score, hopefully avoiding any costly mistakes inside the red zone here. And we'll set up for the line out. Some good jumps from both sides, but nobody's really been able to steal an opposing line out yet today. So each team controlling their own. We'll see if that remains, and that will be the case. Pulaski lining up for the maul. Set up to Ben Berry there. The Roos trying to slip out of one. It's caught up by the ankle a bit. A bit of sideways running. He's got one more pass, but looks like he spills it out a bit instead. Looks like it did spill backwards, so Pulaski able to recover, get a couple meters, this time inside the 5. See something looks like a penalty against the Hilltoppers.
Some offsides as a secondary call there.
Trying to go quick. Looks like Ben Berry trying to do a quick tap there, but didn't quite go through. And we'll try again. Takes it into the line with a couple guys behind him, but a good stout defensive stand.
So there might have been a try, but they want to talk to each other first.
Chin wag there between the officiating staff. And Pulaski does it. Showing you out of the game and slices the lead to 4 points. So another opportunity here to put through a conversion and slim that lead even further. So Pulaski doing a great job trying to stay in this game despite being down. Still down, but very much not out. Blake Maggers again back for the conversion for Pulaski. Not a terrible position, but certainly not a gimme. Missed one earlier today, but had an excellent kick on the drop with pressure on. So he certainly does have some kicking skills. Low one. Looks like it did not go through, though. So it was a close.
Scored by Ben Berry, but 8.
He did some great work setting the offense there. He was often finding himself in the center of the Pulaski attacks. A great job by him. 4-point lead for the Hilltoppers as they come to restart. We're within a try now, so a 5-point score could put the Roos back in the lead. And the Hilltoppers would kick a high one, contested, but they let it hit the ground and go straight out. Would like to see them take that in the air, but they'll get the opportunity to get the ball back here.
You never want to see the ball hit the ground, ever.
Certainly not. It's like they're going to take the line out opportunity. Drake Coppins will throw it in from the 6th position. Ben Berry with the jump. A little more contested that time, but handles it nicely. And we'll spin it back out with some cut balls. Again, Ian McDougall running the attack from the Pulaski line. He likes to keep that ball in hand. He can be a dangerous runner, but I think they've missed a couple opportunities to spin it out and use those back players. But good defense, but unfortunately giving up another penalty from the Hilltoppers.
Toppers might want to be careful. They've committed a few high tackles now. I could see that card coming anytime.
So the ball didn't quite find touch on its own, but it was tipped off a Hilltopper hand and finds it anyway. So Pulaski with another line out, just about a meter inside their own half. And they're stacking up a lot of players in that back line here, getting a couple forwards involved, really trying to get a lot of numbers in their attack as they haven't been challenged too toughly on the lineouts thus far. Hilltoppers putting the pressure on, taking away a couple meters there, but it's back out. Hard runner up, but he's able to sidestep and recover back to where they started. The Roos catching the ball a bit flat-footed, giving the Hilltoppers time to attack from that defensive side. Glenberry with the ball, spins it out, gets it out, finds the hands of his backs. Good outside edge defense there, not letting them get too much. Here if you're in the room. Spin it back out. A good bump off there. Looks like that was Harvey Grit, showing some grit. And dummies off there with the runner up hard from Hilltoppers, avoiding a pickoff. Jackson Foster back in the game here after the card. Trying to make an impact after being down a couple minutes. Ooh, and spills off the fingers of Harvey Gray. Hilltoppers will take the ball in here. So it cost a mistake, and looks like we'll go back to the knock here.
Yeah, let's see what the Hilltoppers do with the ball. They haven't had much possession here in the second half. Roos have kind of been dominating the offense for the second half.
Yeah, despite coming from behind, Roos have been on the front foot. A couple costly mistakes from both sides, though, are keeping both teams pretty even here. It's been a well-matched game so far. No team with a clear, distinct advantage. But all the set pieces have been taken by their own teams. And a blistering tackle there by the 9, Griffin Van Lanen, cutting down the Hilltopper runner and getting a penalty out of it.
Always love to see a 9 take out anyone else on the field.
Yep. And an 8 going for the kick, but doesn't quite find touch. Again, we've seen that a few times today. That's Sam Becker leading the counterattack. Some good sidesteps there. Pulaski just able to wrangle him in. He was in danger of breaking free of the Roos defense. It looks like he came around the weak side there. Again, that's Van Lanen committing the penalty. So eager on defense, but maybe a little over-eager. The Hilltoppers will get the penalty. Trying to find touch here. They're going to want to take as much time as they can, trying to wind down this clock as they have that advantage. Then they do find touch into the Roos half. So trying to seize a little bit of that momentum that the Roos had captured thus far. Sean Hutchinson with the line out. Again, no steals in the line out today. Each team
Coming back to something here. Touch Judge saw something? Not 5. Not 5 on the throw-in.
a little trickery in the line out there. Go to that front runner, but he was inside that 5 hash mark, too close to the sideline. So the infraction will go to the Roos, who will get a chance to control the ball with a scrum. Griffin Van Lanen will put it in for the Roos. Guess we'll take it out to the backs here on the Ruse side. A lot of room to work on that far sideline. All right, looks like a pushing from the side. So Ruse will get a penalty now, and instead we'll get to kick for some territory. There we go. Really got to find that sideline. I've had a few issues with that. So even though they may not have boomed it as far downfield, it's definitely better to maintain that possession. So Ruse back in the driver's seat. Van Lanning calling that one. Just one more try is all they need to get themselves back in the lead. Trying to figure out what numbers they want. Looks like we got time off here for a sec with a substitution. And then we're back on. Marquette contesting, but Ben Berry handles it well. Doing a great job thus far in the lineouts for the Ruse. Hilltoppers up fast. And here we go. Mason Taylor with some running. I'd love to see the ball in his hands a bit more. He's done a great job running in space for the Ruse. Oh, and a hard ball. Looks like he wasn't ready for that. Knocks it forward, and the Hilltoppers gain advantage. A box kick over the top. Doesn't quite see it, so it's going to bounce deeper. Fortunately, Pulaski is able to capture the ball. It was a little bit precarious there for a moment. So in their half, but with possession, going to definitely be gunning for that try here to try to take back the lead.
Penalty advantage here.
Good hard running from the substitution for Pulaski. Oh, and again, another errant pass there, but we'll go back to the penalty. So Hilltoppers allowing Pulaski to not get burned too bad by some mistakes here in the passing game.
Not sure if that was a high tackle or not attempted to wrap. Would have thought by now with multiple infractions of the same kind that there would have been a card by now.
A little bit of breathing room there. And finds touch. Right about just inside of midfield. 7 minutes left on the clock here. So not a whole lot of opportunity, but still plenty of time to put in that try. Just a one-possession game here. So this could go really either direction. Ruse still maintain possession here in the line-out.
Marquette with plenty of talent to put this one away if they chose to.
Great snag by Barry there. And Pulaski on the attack. Again, looks like maybe another high tackle there, but he's able to slip out from under it. Good hard running from the substitution on that. I believe that's Caden Wisniewski. Oh, but unfortunately a penalty. Looks like maybe he didn't release the ball. Had some good running downfield, but he's got to get that back to deck.
The Hilltoppers have been on top of that ball every ruck. So Pulaski's really going to have to put their work in to seal those up right away.
Sam Becker boots it downfield, finds touch. So it's been back and forth all day here, despite the Hilltoppers maintaining the lead for the entire game, but you wouldn't really notice it. Either team has taken the opportunity at either point. The possession has gone back and forth all day with no clear advantage. But the Ruse still need to try to get this back and put themselves in a scoring opportunity if they want a chance here. The Hilltoppers will have it out. Oh, great running by the captain, Drew Bollinger there, trying to spark up his team. They're certainly going to try to hit the try zone of the Ruse and make no doubt, make it real tough for the Ruse to come back into this one. So some good running there. Pulaski still putting some shoulders in there, playing physical defense. Becker will spin it out. Pulaski will handle that well, not allowing them to get too close to the gain line there. Oh, slips behind the defense. Becker again out to the right. Pulaski handles it nicely. A couple defenders in there. See, it looks like guys are getting a bit tired out there, but still playing very hard and not giving a lot of space on D. Both teams have really been up in the other offensive side's faces. Oh, and a kick opportunity. It looks like a bit of a ricochet off the Pulaski player and back out of bounds. So Hilltoppers will maintain possession here with a line out inside Pulaski's half.
Still there's 5 minutes left to go in the match here. It's going to get pretty tight.
I'd say at this point, Hilltoppers really just got to focus on possession. Certainly take their time on these lineouts. No need to rush here. My ball settled well and spun out to Marquette, and unfortunately spills it. So it gives an opportunity back to Pulaski. We're going to see if they can run with it. I would like to see Marquette try to hold on to possession there. And they're across the halfway mark. Marquette really putting the pressure on, maybe up a bit from the side here. Finally, that high tackle coming in, so a costly penalty for the Hilltoppers. And unfortunately, and Diego Serrano will sit out. So
Repeating infringement until the referee's digging in his pocket.
good hard running. Serrano had some great plays today, but unfortunately he's going to have to sit for the remainder of the game. And the Hilltoppers will be down a defender as Pulaski is going to try to take back the lead here as we go into the final minutes of the 2025 championship. So some electric stuff here, folks. We certainly have a ball game.
I was waiting for it, Chris.
And the Ruse, Drake Coppins will try to throw it in here. Ben Berry will go up for the jump. Again, settles it nicely despite the pressure from the Hilltoppers. Ooh, and again, an errant pass. We've seen a few too many of those. Gets Pulaski off to a start on their back foot, but they settle it nicely. Good hard running by Jackson Foster back into the game. Ruse with a little chance to run. Vadim Basura doing some hard running here. I think he's a favorite runner from the Hilltoppers. Definitely hearing it from the fans. It's Ruse. Oh, the Hilltoppers with a Prussian tackle. Stops the forward momentum.
No need to panic for the Ruse. Maintain ball possession, make smart decisions.
Couple meters gain there, but Hilltoppers still pressuring. Again, out over the hands. Looks like it was backwards, though. And Ruse maintain possession out of the ruck here. And the Ruse have a little bit of space to work out wide. Let's see if they use it. Hilltoppers with some crushing defense. He was just barely able to get him out of bounds. So great defense. And stifles the opportunity from the Ruse. And we'll stop time here for a moment. Looks like we got another Hilltopper player down, maybe a cramp. It is a nice sunny day out here, maybe a little warmer than most of these boys have played all year. So cramps, not surprising this late in the game.
Stay hydrated, got to eat bananas, whatever whatever you got to do.
Only a couple minutes left here. It's really whoever's going to take possession here in these last minute or two is going to be in the opportunity. So Hilltoppers in the driver's seat with the lead. So Pulaski's really going to have to do what they can to get possession here quick and try their best to push it back down into the Hilltoppers half.
The Hilltoppers are definitely not going to give this one to them here in the end. Not easy anyways. They're smothering on defense. Always two-man tackles. Looks like he's okay. That's always good to see.
Out a bit, making sure he's okay. But I think he's got the opportunity. He's going to be all right there.
He got to be okay.
When he does grab the ball as well, I think it's actually going to be the Hilltoppers put in. Fans are letting them know. The Hilltoppers, Sean Hutchinson calmed down his fans. He thinks he sees his team has it. And they had the correct call.
Touch judge did have the correct call. No need to panic, everybody.
Sean Hutchinson keeping the cool head, knowing he was in the right spot. And we'll restart the clock here. Handled well by the Hilltoppers. Again, no lineouts have been stolen today. Pulaski brings them down with a good low tackle. They're going to have to really keep the heat on. You can see they're bunching their defense close around the scrum head or the ruck. And the Hilltoppers are going to keep that ball tight too. They're just really got to focus on maintaining possession. They're not trying to do much, but keep that ball in hand.
The game plan of playing the slow ball here.
Eat up some clock and don't lose that ball. We want to make sure every pass coming out of the back of that ruck is directly to hand. A lot of guys committed. No need to rush. Just take your time. Let it settle in. And Becker will have it out again. Just short balls out to his forwards. And Pulaski looking for an opportunity any way they can to try to steal that ball. So coming into the final minute here.
Once again, our time might be a bit off from the referees, so
we're in crunch time no matter what. So Pulaski's got to have something happen here. And definitely if it's going to keep that ball clean, any mistakes will cost him. And Hilltoppers go for touch. And that is it, folks. The Hilltoppers will repeat as the boys high school state champions for 2025. A stout match put up by the Pulaski Roos. Some great flashes of brilliance. But the Hilltoppers maintain the lead for the entirety of this game. And they show themselves in the end, taking home the championship.
It's by Marquette to really just maintain it and slow it down there in the second half. So shout out to Pulaski for really turning it on, making it a real entertaining second half of the match. Show that they belong here in the championship match.
Again, Marquette was dominating for these last few sequences, but excellent job by Sam Becker, their scrum half, to keep everything under control. He did a great job of controlling the ball towards the end and keeping the ball in the possession of the Hilltoppers, and they will go away with it today, folks.
Even though the Roos were maintaining possession of the ball, every time they went into a tackle, every ruck was contested, and it really made it difficult to get good pace coming from the Roos.
And there we have it, folks. So final cheer for themselves, and the Hilltoppers will celebrate as champions. We'll have a bit of a handshake line here. Hard-fought game by both teams. Pulaski should keep their head up high. This is one of the more exciting matches we've seen in years. A back-and-forth game, despite the Hilltoppers keeping the lead. But Pulaski was never out of it. But Hilltoppers are able to hold on and repeat as champions.
Nothing to hang your head about for Pulaski. They did great. They stayed in the game. They really showed that that somebody mentioned on the chat that they are a second-half team, and they are definitely a second-half team.
Big shout out to Ben Berry bringing a big spark to the Roos in that second half.
Absolutely.
Great job in the lineout as well as with ball in hand, but just not quite enough today. A lot of costly penalties from both sides, but that scale still tipped in the Hilltoppers' favor. But they'll come here and greet the fans. Many out from Milwaukee today to celebrate for their team. Great crowd here today.
A lot of these boys here in white will be the last time you see them in a Marquette jersey. Most of these guys are graduating and moving on to bigger, better things here. So, congratulations to all these seniors in Marquette.
We have guys that'll be continuing their rugby careers in college. A number of high-name schools being attended by these players. So definitely a lot of future rugby for them as well. And here they go, waving the Hilltopper flag with pride. Reigning over the premier rugby facility in the state of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Rugby Sports Complex here in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin.
It get much better than this out here. Speaking of which, a shout out to all the old boys who made all this happen. In particular, two men, Skip Heffernan and her parents, sorry. Had a brain fart there.
All right, we can get Pulaski down here, please.
We'll go to Rich Bergman on the field to present the championship trophies.
Let's go, Pulaski!
All right, what a great game for both sides. Really fun game to watch. Pulaski Marquette, thank you so much for that game. That was impressive. At this time, I'd like to introduce the officers with the Boys High School for awarding for second place Pulaski, Matt Bremser, Andy Setovic. So if we can have your captain come up here.
Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys.
Hey, Fred. So how many teams do you have in Pulaski, all the way from your girls to your boys?
Well, this year we have 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, and our high school sides, the Blues and the Joeys, they're about 60 strong within the program, and they're all very young. Our girls program had to take a little bit of a break, but this is what we have right now, our boys.
Congratulations, well fun game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your second in state, Pulaski Rouge. And now your back-to-back state champions, Marquette University. Captains, can you come down and support? All right. Captain, here you go. First place, 2025 Boys High School Championships, Marquette University High School.
There you have it, folks. The Wisconsin State Boys 2025 champions, the Marquette Hilltoppers. A big shout out to the Pulaski Roos as runner-ups. Hard-fought match today. Thanks for joining us here at the Wisconsin Rugby Sports Complex in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. I'm Chris Bauk.
I'm Cody Guevara. And that's Sam Enerson. Thanks for watching.